Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the May 1st meeting of the San Dimas Rotary Club. My name is Steve Scott. I'm the president of the club. I've been a member now for about 14 years. Past president, secretary, treasurer. I am also a State Farm agent in San Dimas and very happy to be here. Let's go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. Sylvia, how are you today?
Good, thank you, Steve. My name is Sylvia. I'm with the San Dimas Chamber of Commerce. I'm the CEO here. Wanted to remind everybody to attend the Teacher of the Year Awards May 9th. Thank you.
Thanks, Sylvia. So happy you're here. Hi, Glenn. How are you today, sir?
Doing well. I am Glenn Johnson, member of the Satellite Rotary Club.
We are happy to have you here. Thanks, Glenn. Raymond, how's everything?
Excellent, Steve. Raymond Foster, current secretary and Zoom master, immediate past president. Fabulous. Glad to be here. And to tailgate on Sylvia, our foundation did buy 8 seats. So anybody who wants to go, please let me know and I'll save you a seat at the table at the dinner.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Raymond. Hi, Anthony. How are you today?
Good. How are you? Sorry, no camera today at work, but current president Laverne San Dimas Educational Foundation, member of Satellite Rotary. I will be attending as, but not as a Rotarian that night, but I will see you there at Teacher of the Year.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Anthony. Hi, Marianne. Marianne, hello. Marianne appears to have disappeared for a moment. We will give her an opportunity to introduce herself after our speaker today, which, as always, is why we are here. I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time once it came on the calendar. Today, we welcome Martha Ramos, a volunteer engagement fellow at Breathe Southern California. Today, we'll discover how Breathe SoCal is leading the charge for clean air and healthy lungs with a mission focused on research, education, advocacy, and technology. They're paving the way to a brighter, healthier future for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, Martha Ramos.
Hi, everyone. Hi, San Dimas Rotary. Is my video showing up okay? I know I was having a little bit of internet trouble, so I might be a little delayed. Does everything
You are a
look...
tad delayed.
Oh, no. Okay, so I will try to maybe stop my video. That will help. Hopefully my internet gets a little better, but I feel very grateful to be here with all of you today, especially with individuals like yourselves that serve the community and really strive to make an impact. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about Blue Sky LA and Breathe Southern California, if that's okay with you guys.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys can share my screen, if you guys can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up.
Nothing yet. There we go.
Oh, okay, great. And I do apologize for that delay. It seems like technology always has a way to, find its way sometimes to not work all the time. But hopefully we can get through this presentation.
Never mind.
Let me.
Oh.
Okay, so everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So I am so grateful to be here today with you guys all to talk about Blue Sky LA and Breathe Southern California. So my name is Martha Ramos. I'm a volunteer engagement CCAC fellow at Breathe Southern California, and I'm very passionate about sustainability, finding solutions and making a difference in our communities, not only for my generation, but for those that follow. And now I want everyone to just take a second with me. I don't know about you guys, but presentations do make me a little nervous. So if you guys would be so kind and just take a very deep breath with me, I would really appreciate it. So the count of 3, everyone just take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that breath felt just as amazing as it did for me. Wow, not only does breathing help with your nervous system, it just has so many different benefits. I don't know if you guys felt just a sense of relief when breathing. and just feel the beautifulness of breathing. But breathing does have a lot of amazing qualities. It does help our blood pH level. It even, and I don't mean to get too sciencey here, but we definitely need oxygen for our bodies to work properly. And it's just a great thing. I love breathing, and I hope you guys do too, because we do it every day. And it's very important, right? But not everyone has the opportunity to be able to breathe so easily. So that's why we do what we do. I wanted to ask you guys a question. How many of you guys noticed haze around your city on a day that should be a clear day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same here. Just looking outside my window, I was hoping that it would be a lot sunnier. I don't know how it is for you guys looking outside your windows, but I was hoping that the day would be a lot more sunnier and brighter. And I was hoping for summer to be around the corner. But it just seems like we've been having a lot of hazy days. And I don't know if you guys are experiencing that today. I hope the weather for you guys is amazing, but for me right now, it's a little bit hazy. And I want to ask you guys something. Does anyone know anyone with asthma or any other lung issues? Okay,
Sure.
I see some people that do in the audience. That is why we do what we do at Breeze Southern California. We are a nonprofit environmental health organization that drives positive change by promoting clean air, reducing climate emissions, and improving lung health through research, education, advocacy, and technology. Breeze Southern California is also at the forefront of making change in their communities. We won awards such as Leadership in Air Quality Award by the South Coast Air Quality Management District, as well as BCLA, LA Works, LA Civic Leadership and Impact Award, Climate Action Award. We also have many different types of programs that are dedicated to either workshops or just different programs that you guys could find more on our website. I do want to briefly touch upon Blue Sky LA, which is a program that I work in. These are just amazing resources, and I do encourage you guys to go ahead and take a look at the website if you guys have a moment. So let's go ahead and dive into Blue Sky LA a little bit. Blue Sky LA is a partnership between two nonprofit organizations, Climate Sense and Breathe Southern California, which fund local monthly volunteer projects that will drastically improve the air quality of Los Angeles region by the 2028 Olympics. Now that's coming to our neighborhoods really soon, and it's also coming to San Dimas neighborhood as well. The Olympics are actually going to be happening right in your neighborhood at Bonelli Park. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on us on California. Not only that, but there is also going to be a lot of different people coming, right, from different parts of the world. So it's very important for us to help improve the air quality by that time. And as you guys know, Southern California has a major pollution problem. And that is why we are working on what we are doing. Now, we know that Southern California has a major air pollution problem, but how does air pollution affect us? Well, air pollution affects us in many ways, right? It increases the risk for respiratory diseases like asthma, bronchitis, lung cancer, and more. And also, 8 million people die a year from air pollution, according to WHO. It can also cause DNA damage and organ damage. So air pollution is just affecting us all. And I'll be the first to say that I was never one to think about air pollution on a daily basis. I come from a background that's in marketing and business. So I wasn't really thinking about air pollution or the air quality. My day was mostly thinking about KPIs, reports, making sure that clients had, deliverables on their desk. And I never really thought I would be thinking as much as air pollution as I am now. But it's important, right? Like we breathe every single day. We're breathing right now. Air pollution is really important. Now, how does air pollution affect our environment? Well, it reduces visibility, it harms forests, agriculture, contaminates soil and bodies of water, and it also affects animals. And I was actually thinking about this the other day. I commute to LA once a week. I was driving, and luckily or not luckily, I was stuck. I was in bumper to bumper traffic, looking at the hazy sky ahead of me and seeing the LA buildings in the background. And all I could see was birds flying around. And you know what? It got me wondering, wow, these birds are flying around everywhere. Does the air quality affect them? And so I do what anyone would do, and I ask questions to my amazing program lead of Blue Sky LA. She knows everything about environment and sustainability. So if you guys have any questions for her, she is here. And I asked her, does the air quality affect birds? Because I see a lot of them and they're just flying around the smog. And she said, yes, they are actually the forefront. They're the first responders of air quality. Meaning, if you see birds acting strange or just acting different, they're actually the first ones that will tell us that something wrong is in our environment. So birds actually have little respiratory systems, right? They have little lungs and they actually need air as much as we need it. And same thing with our pets. Oftentimes we don't think about like the air quality affecting our pets or different animals like poultry, but it is affecting even our beloved cats and dogs. So who is affected most by air pollution? It's infants and children, pregnant women, elderly, and disadvantaged communities exposed to freeways, low income. It's usually the most vulnerable, right? Another thing that I wanted to touch on is particulate matter. Now, this is a little tiny pollutant that we breathe, and it's a mixture of solid particles and liquid droplets. And they're actually so tiny that they're thinner than a piece of human hair. And we're actually breathing these on a daily basis, and we may not even know that we're doing that. They can travel deep into our lungs and can enter our bloodstream, and it has an effect on our brain. So what steps are we taking to combat air pollution? So Blue Sky LA is actually taking the steps in planting trees. They had planted about 201 trees in just the past couple of years. And you know, trees do so much for us. They combat air pollution through several vital functions. They absorb carbon dioxide and other pollutants. They also produce the beautiful oxygen that we need. And they also filter those little particles that we talked about, right? The particulate matter. We have also planted 1,158 plants. And the benefits of plants are many, right? They are just beautiful to look at. They are natural air purifiers, absorbing pollutants and producing oxygen. They also capture those little particulates that we were talking about earlier. They improve humidity and offer psychological benefits by enhancing well-being. Whether you have them indoors or outdoors, plants are just beautiful to have. And now this is my favorite part. And it's not just because it's part of my role, but we have engaged 950 volunteers. And why is this so important to me? Well, it's important to me because volunteers really are the ones that make a difference. We really, we can't have trees just stand up from their roots, right? And stand up and decide to plant themselves among freeways, or we can't have plants stand up and decide to plant themselves in a community that has poor air quality. That's where like volunteers like us and people like us come into play. And we are able to plant trees and different plants and do composting in communities that need it the most. Also, something that I wanted to point out here in the top left-hand corner over here, this event here really impacted me in multiple ways. I've never seen so many happy people in rain. This day was drenching, pouring rain, but people still had smiles on their faces, planting different plants. Even working in manure and composting, I've never seen such happy people working with that. And it just makes me really happy to see that people are really dedicated to making a difference and change in their communities. So I just want to discuss a little bit of the projects that we've had. Now, there are many, many, many different projects that we've had among the years, but these are just some that stand out to me. So some of the projects that we've had is tree planting at Lopez Urban Farm. 45 volunteers came out and showed up to plant native trees. We've also had a event at Pico Union project with 44 volunteers, which 30 trees were planted near the freeway. And it was just a wonderful event. So many happy people making a difference. And I want to now highlight something that really made an impact in me. One of the events that we had was planting trees in Baldwin Park. Baldwin Park's community air quality is consistently above 100. And that is not the best air quality for individuals. So if you see here, we have a little meter here. Usually we want to be here, right? We want to have like good air quality. But Baldwin Park's community was constantly above 100. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten like a notification on your phone where the air quality, it says you get a notification saying like air quality is not that great, like please stay inside, right? That's basically what they were experiencing on a daily basis. And why does this happen, right? Why do some communities have really bad air quality while others don't? So the reason that this community had really bad air quality was because the I-10 and the I-605 meet right here. So if you see this community here, they are right in a very interesting point where they are right in the middle between two major freeways. And I know we're all like problem solvers here and we want to make a change, right? And there's either a couple options I can think of. We can either have the community move and find new houses, or we can move the freeway somewhere else. But that's not possible, right? We can't have people move from their homes, or we can't move two major freeways. So what do we do in these cases? Well, what we can do is plant trees. Because as you know, trees help filter out pollutants through natural action, but also they raise community awareness. So in this event, we had over 50 volunteers plant trees near the freeway. And it was wonderful to see too, because something that stood out to me was seeing kids plant trees and being genuinely excited about it. And as an adult, I feel like if they can do it, if kids can plant trees, I can do it too. So as these trees grow, they significantly improve air quality by absorbing pollutants, cooling the streets during hot summers. They're going to enhance local biodiversity and reduce noise pollution from nearby freeways. Now, ways that you can help. Ways to get involved. You can get involved by planting trees and plants. You can also volunteer at cleanup events, volunteer at urban gardens, use public transportation, advocate for clean air policies, reduce, reuse, recycle, educate and raise awareness, support and use clean energy resources. And also, if you have a project in an area with bad quality or disadvantaged communities, please let us know. Let's meet to discuss. Maybe we can come up with a project together. Also, I wanted to highlight some really exciting upcoming volunteer events that we would love to have you guys be a part of. We have 2 different events in May. One is coming up on May 11th, and it is in El Monte. It is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We will be planting natives and removing invasives. Also, we have another exciting event on May 31st. This one's a little farther away, but it is a great event, and almost all the volunteers who have attended this leave just with positive remarks. They usually say that it's like a transforming day for them. This is Restoration Day at Willow Springs. So if you guys want to sign up, we do have a QR code. If you want to just open up your camera phone and scan these codes, we would love to see you there. Another way you can help is if you know anyone who has asthma or you or your child, we really invite you and encourage you guys to take this quick assessment today. This is going to just help us be able to serve the community better. So if you guys have a second, we would really appreciate that. Now I have a question for all of you guys, and I hope that I could turn on my camera and it's not too laggy. This question blew my mind, so I want to see if you guys can get it right. What percentage of Californians breathe unhealthy levels of one or more air pollutants a year? Can anyone guess? Is it A, 25%, B, 50%, or C, 90%? If you want to go ahead and drop that in the chat or even unmute yourself and, yell out the answer, whatever. C? Okay, yeah, that's a good guess, Steve. And yes, you are right, Steve. It is C. Yes, you are right, Casey and Angela. It is C. It's 90%. So it is a huge number, right? And this is why our work is so critical, and this is why we're so passionate about this. I want to leave you guys with the quote, and I do see my camera break. I see myself freezing a little bit, so I'm going to stop my video. I do want to leave you guys with this quote. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. And I want to thank you guys, especially San Dimas Rotary, because I know you guys are committed to making changes and serving the community. And it's people like you that really inspire and give us hope, not only for our generation, but for future generations. And I just want to thank you guys again for having me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks again. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. We have Sylvia here, the program lead, who is just amazing and knows everything about sustainability and environment. And we also have a couple other team members in here as well. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much, Martha. That was awesome. I have a kind of a comment and a question. First off, thank you for posting the list of things that individuals can do. I think human nature is kind of to say, well, what can I, this one person, do with such a global issue? So listing those things that we can do, especially to a club like Rotary, who gets involved in stuff like that, was really beneficial. So I appreciate that. As far as my question, and it may be too early on in the process to know, but are there any numbers in terms of pollution of what things looked like, say, mid-COVID, when commuting was way down and people were working from home, and what it looks like now that things are kind of back to normal? Has it gone dramatically back up, or is it just too early to know that?
That's a great question. I do know that it was, I don't know if you guys were able to see pictures of that before and after, but it was a significant change, right? When people were actually remote working, staying at home, it looked like the environment was healing itself, which was really beautiful. As of now, I know that it's probably back to normal. As far as numbers, I don't have the exact numbers. But it's looking, like more people are actually working remotely, which is helping. But this is why we do what we do, to help combat that.
Excellent. Thank you. Do we have any other questions? Anyone? I do have another one, just more specific to our club, knowing that we like to be a hands-on organization. I guess it's more of a statement. If there's something, a project that you feel like we could contribute to, please let us know. This is this stuff that we like to get involved with, whether it's helping an individual or in this way, helping the community and larger. We'd love to be a part of that if there's a way to do so.
Yeah, thank you. We would love to have you guys be a part of it as well. We do have an event coming up May 11th, if you guys have some free time. It is in El Monte. It is for a high school. So if you guys want to give back to a high school in planting native plants, and removing invasive species, it would be a great opportunity for everyone to come, and we would really appreciate it as well. Um, we also have partnerships, right? So if you guys want to get involved in like a project together, especially in a disadvantaged community or a community that is close to the freeway, just similar to Baldwin Park's community, we would love to partner up with you guys as well.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, that's great. I mean, San Dimas is pretty close to a couple freeways as well. Um, so thank you so much for taking the time. I know how busy you are. Thank you to everybody else from the organization who jumped on and joined us. I really hope and look forward to working with you all in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us again. We really appreciate you guys and everything that you do. And I hope you guys have a wonderful sunny day. I hope it's sunny where you guys are at.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so I know that we had some folks jump on after we did the introductions. I see some smiling faces, so I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to say hello. Casey, how are you today?
I am well. Let me put my smile. Yeah, it's good to be here. Happy to be here. Good to be with the San Dimas Rotary. Good to see you as well, Doran.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks for being here. Hi, Margarita.
Hello. As usual,
How's
you
everything?
caught me mid chew
I apologize. I have great timing sometimes.
all the time. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, Mike Wallace. How's everything today, sir?
Great. Hi everyone. I'm driving, so I'm gonna keep my camera off. But yeah, busy and everything's going well. I'm glad I could make it.
Okay. And Marianne, we tried this before. We'll try it again. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Steve. I'm glad to be here. I really enjoyed this program, and hopefully we can do something together with them.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here, Marianne.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the fine master. Casey, the floor is yours, sir.
Floor is mine. Well, I want to give the floor away if you're new to fines, and this is how the floor works. You fine yourself to talk, but here's what you talk about. You talk about what's fine, what's not fine, or you tell somebody else that they're fine. You can decide how you want to couch that last one. Maybe just get over it, you're fine, or you're making a comment about their stellar, impressive beauty. Raymond always comes to mind when I think about that. So Raymond's pretty fine. Overall, who would like to find themselves today first?
I'm going to find myself $10 on behalf of Anthony Porter. Anthony, thank you very much for the referral. We received a phone call last week at your behest, so I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the faith. Very nice of you.
Wonderful. I'm going to find myself $0 because I paid my dues, my balances, and I'm up to speed, and I don't want to go to debt again yet. Somebody else jump in.
This is Mike. I am gonna find myself $20 because I'm fine and it is a fine day outside. Finally getting some nice weather, and that brings me a lot of joy to see the sun out and it's warm.
Absolutely, Mike. I don't know if you caught the weather forecast, but there is a day of rain and snow this weekend that is supposedly blowing through, but it's only one day.
I did see that, and it looks like it's going to heat back up afterwards. So,
Yep.
you know, just a minor blip.
One day. Any other fines? What's fine? What's not fine? Who's fine?
I will find myself a total of 20, 10 for the golf tournament we had 2 weeks ago. Awesome event, raising almost 25,000 for our schools, teachers, and staff, and then the other 10 for our Perseverance Awards. We did sit on this Monday honoring almost 150 students and all of their act of kindness, perseverance, and even some CTE scholarships in there. So
Awesome. Thank you for the leadership there, Anthony.
So, Casey, I'm going to find myself also $20. First, Anthony, because I want to promote your event coming up on March 11th or May 11th, which is the car show. Maybe you can give us a quick rundown what's going on that.
you caught me mid-bite. I was ready to stop talking, but San Dimas High School will be doing their 8th annual car show in the parking lot of San Dimas High School next to the BCA on May 11th, starting at 9, goes until 2 o'clock. We will have some vendors out there selling some food, other maybe some giving some stuff out, probably 40 to 50 different cars, some raffles, 50-50, some great judges like our superintendent, principal, even some other honorary, people within the community like Raymond, one of our judges as well. So please come out May 11th, 9 to 2.
And you know how judgy I can get, so I'm looking forward to May 11th to judge your car show. That'll be fun. And then the other half of the fine is we got an event coming up here. It is on August 17th. We're going to commemorate Neil Armstrong. He was a member of the DMLA, which is the Masonic Youth Organization. Neil was born and died in the month of August. And so we're going to host an event at the Randall Planetarium at Mount Sac, and to 75 young people between the ages of 12 and 21. The event's free. It'll be a rocket building thing they do, and then they will see a planetarium show on the dawn of the space age, and then we're going to go back to the Masonic Lodge for pizza and games. So if you know any kids between the ages of 12 and 21 who would like to visit the planetarium on the DMLA, give them my email. That's my commercial.
So Raymond, thank you,
That's
Casey.
pretty fine. Last
Right.
call. And now Raymond's got a bite. Anybody else want to speak?
I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna
Oh,
fine
there you
myself $10 for drinking too much at the golf tournament. 2, I just want an opportunity to talk because we have a car show too, San Dimas Sheriff Boosters Club, that we are seeking 1, car registrations for, and 2, sponsors. I know Mike is still on, I think the sponsorships begin at around $50 and then obviously go up. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please reach out to myself or Mike Wallace.
Rita, what's the other organization you're referring to?
So there was 2. So the first one was the Laverne San Dimas Golf Tournament, where Anthony invited some brand called Beatbox, and I just had way too many of them. And the second one was the San Dimas Sheriff Boosters
Sure, Boosters.
Club, their annual car show that's taking place on July 28th.
Gotcha. And Rita, I'd like to propose to double your fine if you drank more at the golf tournament than you did at Stagecoach.
No.
So this is Mike. In Rita's defense, the beatbox drinks did not taste like drinks.
No.
They tasted like fruit punch or iced tea or mango, and were surprisingly strong. So I would say that at least partially was not Rita's fault. They did not taste like they were strong, but clearly they were. And also, I know, there is a long history of our Rotary Club and the Sheriff's Boosters not always seeing eye to eye on things like when we're going to sell See's candy in front of Albertsons and things like that. But I would ask for your grace as Rotarians, because I am actually in charge of the car show this year.
If you want, give me the flyer and we'll pass it out to the cars that are there and the vendors to promote.
I gave 50 flyers to Vicky today. She said she would put them in the bags of all the car attendees at the San Dimas show on May 11th. And then I will likely be there passing out flyers as well. So I appreciate the offer. Thank you, Anthony.
Awesome. Well, we've had a fine time today in our fines. Sylvia, I see you popping on camera. Did you want to fine yourself before we toss it back to Steve?
Yes, $10 for missing a part of the awesome presentation. I'm so sorry. I had to take a call, but that's it. Thank you.
You got it. Steve, it's back to you.
Hey, Casey. So that in a nutshell is to me what's really cool about this group. is everybody is involved in something. Some folks like Raymond, Margarita, Mike are involved in everything. So it's just really cool that we can come on here and we're not self-promoting, we're community promoting. And that's really what Rotary should be about. So I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all the work that you do. So thank you for that. Let's move on to Action 360. Raymond, talk to me.
Ooh.
Oh, Margarita's very
She's going to
excited.
find herself 10 more bucks.
I'll give that up to her.
One more thing. We have upcoming for the 2026 committee, what's called, we'll be selling popcorn. So all the members of 2026 committee gets their own code where, you know, they send it out to their friends, to their colleagues, and they'll be able to purchase popcorn from the company. It's called Double Good. Popcorn is absolutely delicious, and Double Good gives us 50% of the proceeds. So we did this with Little League, and we only had about 60 participants out of 350 kids that we have. And I actually have the check here. We received the check for almost $11,000. And this and this goes on for just 3 days. Everybody gets their own code. You could have as many people join using our code. So you could send it out via email, via text to everybody. They deliver all over the United States. There's really no work to do but continue promoting it on social media for, I think it's 72 hours. So if you guys are interested, text me. It's really easy. It's an app and you get the code, and our drive begins July 3rd through July 7th, which I thought was perfect since we're really raising money for the 2026 committee that we want to hold during 4th of July weekend. So
yeah, also piggybacking on that, it is not cheap popcorn, but it is the best popcorn that I've ever had.
100%.
Although I did not get to eat a whole lot of it because my wife got into it before I did.
It is, honestly, it is delicious. Like, the flavor is not like your Smart and Final popcorn. Okay,
With
now
all due respect to Smart and Final,
in
in case they ever want to sponsor us for anything. All right, thank you. That was well worth preempting, Raymond. I appreciate that information. Raymond.
So we
Back to you.
We have a couple things going on. The first is the next 2026 committee meeting is on May 21st. I was just looking at it and I lost the date in my head. Give me a moment. And the committee's growing. It is May 21st, 6:30 p.m. It'll be via Zoom. We're now meeting monthly, and there is a lot of forward movement on that. So you're invited to come to that. Also, Teacher of the Year is next week on, I believe, May 9th. On Thursday, and that's at 4:30 to, what is it, 4:30 to 6:30, Sylvia?
7.
4:30 to 7. Rotary, the foundation, has bought a table for 8, and so I have 4 seats available. If you'd like to go to that, please let me know. Love to have you sit with us.
I would like one, Raymond, please. Mike.
Okay. Mike, I've got you down. Excellent. And also the food drive for the next food drive is on September 28th. That committee is beginning to meet, and the next meeting is in 2 weeks. I don't have the date in front of me, but it's in 2 weeks. It'll be going out via the Rotary email. You'll see that if you're going to participate. You know, in March, our food drive, our partner was LASO, and they put a box in every station in LA County. And so I have sent a letter to the Los Angeles Police Department challenging them to take over the September drive and to compete against LASO. So I'm hopeful we can get that going. And Ernie Billy, the captain from the Sheriff's Department, is going to help us make those contacts. So those of you who went to that event, about 80 volunteers, 9 tons of food, over $6,000 in donations. That really went well, but we're gearing up again for the 28th. So that's really what we have going on. Anything else in the community that we need to talk about Action 360 wise? Okay.
All right. Thank you, Raymond. Would you mind putting up the calendar?
Yes. Okay. So we are we had a really good calendar, actually now through September. So I'll put up through the end of the year. One of the things we got to confirm, our next two meetings will be how Rotary clubs can save a child from life of poverty and crime. This is the literacy coordinator for a Rotary district. I believe it's in Michigan. And so it's about literacy. And then after that, we're going to go back to the theme of really building lasting connections for business success. So these are kind of business networking meetings. The Satellite Club has great speakers too. The one on June 5th, Robert Bartlett. He is a first lieutenant who was in the 82nd Airborne Air Mobile, and Charlie Alpha is for combat air assault. So he's going to be talking about his book that he wrote. And then Steve, we still have it down because we had talked about perhaps combining this, but in person will be our club assembly June 19th at Zendejas. That is typically when we kick out a president and install a new president, and then we welcome our new board members. And we have several members we have to install. Doran Barnes one, Josh Goldman, and Jim Zenner. So just to name a few. So that's what we have going on. And then beginning in September, you can see we're scheduled all the way out through September. So that's very cool. Really good speakers. If you have a speaker you'd like, Kelly Holmes on July 24th, she comes from Maryland, as does August 7th, Marie Russo, Leading with Strengths. So those will be two business related things that Marilyn gave me leads on that I've followed up with. So let me know. That's it. That's your calendar, Steve.
Thanks, Raymond. Before we finish the day, I want to apologize and give Doran a chance to pop on and say hello. Doran, I just missed you earlier when we were going through. So my condolences for that. The floor is yours. Welcome.
No, thank you. First chance to visit with y'all and see what's going on. I've been a longstanding member of the West Covina Club, 20 plus years, and here as a visiting Rotarian, and good to see all of you. For those of you that I haven't had a chance to meet, I serve as the Chief Executive Officer of Foothill Transit, Planning Commission member on the Chamber Board, and doing a bunch of other stuff in the community. So, good to be with you, and I think Raymond's already setting me up for a club transfer here. So
he is pretty sneaky that way.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how calculated that was, but I caught it, so it's all good.
Well,
all right, well, listen.
You have the Christmas
that you came by. Sorry, Raymond, go ahead.
Because you have that Christmas gnome on behind you on the counter there, so I'm beginning to reevaluate whether or not.
Oh, I got other stuff in my office here too, so that's actually not a Christmas gnome. That's a USC Trojan gnome. So
even better. Fight on. That's what I'd like to hear.
Fight on.
Okay, folks, another really good meeting. Really appreciate everybody attending. Even more, really appreciate all the work everybody is doing and taking so much pride in this community that we live and or work in. So keep up the great work. If there's anything that you have a passion for that we're currently not addressing, please let us know. Let Raymond know. Let me know. And we will try to become a part of that in some way. That's what we do. As we do every meeting, let's finish off with a four-way test. I'll go ahead and do it today because Mike's driving, and as his insurance agent, I don't want him to have to do anything but think about driving. Okay, so the four-way test was created by Rotarians. It is basically a way to go through a decision-making process to make sure that you are making the right decisions, whether it's in business, in family, with friendship, whatever. And it simply goes like this: of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? If you can look at a decision and answer yes to all those questions, you can sleep well at night knowing you've made the right choice. So let that guide you in whatever walk of life you are in, and it's going to help you and everybody else around you. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Enjoy the warm weather. And we will see you all next week for our board meeting.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, Raymond.
Yeah.
I'm a maybe for tonight. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it.